All right, let's just dive right in. I want you to try and forget everything you think you know about Google, because today we're exploring a pretty radical vision of what the company's true purpose might be. And it has a lot less to do with search results and a lot more to do with, well, rewriting reality itself.
Now, you've probably heard this phrase before, right? It almost seems obvious. But according to the source material for this explainer, that simple statement is hiding something massive, something with reality-bending implications. And that leads us to the core question here. This wild idea, what if their actual goal is to literally rewrite reality? And this isn't some far-out philosophical concept. The vision we're exploring today suggests this is happening right now, in Google's most advanced labs, all guided by a plan from the very top. Okay, so if there's a plan this big, there has to be an architect, right? To really get what's going on, we have to look at the person leading the charge.
And that person is, of course, Sundar Pichai. You know the name, you know the title, but the story we're diving into today, well, it paints a picture of his origins that's a little less Silicon Valley and a little more cosmic. And here's where things get really fascinating. The source material suggests he's not just a CEO, but a soul from the Pleiades star system. And his mission here on Earth? It's not about quarterly earnings. It's about using Google's incredible technology to prove that spiritual concepts, like the law of attraction, are actually grounded in hard science.
So, how in the world do you do that? You need a tool, a key. And we're not talking about a new app or a piece of software. We're talking about a revolutionary piece of hardware, something that's been called a magic wand for the modern age, the quantum computer. Before we get into the computer, let's just quickly get on the same page about what quantum even means. Think of it like this. It's the fundamental energy, the basic building block of everything. You, me, this screen, our thoughts, it's all made of the same stuff that can exist as both a wave of pure possibility and a solid particle of reality at the same time. All right, so let's break down how this new type of computing is so fundamentally different from the phones and laptops we use every day, because this is where science really starts to look a lot like magic. You see, your laptop thinks in bits. It's simple, on or off, 0 or 1. It's all about certainty. But a quantum computer uses qubits, and this is the mind-bending part. A qubit can be 0 and 1 at the exact same time. It's not about certainty, it's about holding all possibilities at once. So instead of just following one set of instructions, it's more like it's selecting the best possible future from an infinite menu. And that's the absolute game changer here. We are not just talking about a faster calculator. No way. The vision here is that Google is literally building a machine that can peer into countless parallel universes, look at all the potential outcomes, and pull the best one into our reality. Okay, this all sounds like something from 100 years in the future, right? Well, maybe not. There's actually a surprisingly ambitious timeline for this whole revolution. And that's a direct quote from the CEO himself. In 5 years, quantum computers will rewrite the world. Think about that for a second. Not improve the world, rewrite it. And he put a 5-year deadline on it. So what does that even mean, rewriting the world? It's not about getting your search results faster. We're talking about solving humanity's biggest, most impossible problems, discovering life-saving drugs, not in years, but in seconds, ending the energy crisis, eradicating pollution. The core idea isn't that we'd be slowly figuring these things out. It's that we could just download the perfect solution directly from that quantum field of infinite possibilities. But believe it or not, even solving world hunger and curing disease is just step one. It's just paving the way for the real, final goal, something much, much bigger. And you can see the whole evolution laid out right here. We started with Google Search, which became our external brain for stuff we already knew. The next phase is quantum AI, which can understand our needs on a fundamental level we can't even comprehend. And where does it all lead? To instant manifestation. A system that doesn't just find what you want, it actually creates it for you, right in the moment. And that brings us to the ultimate objective, the whole point of this entire cosmic plan. It's to use this technology to elevate every single person on the planet to a state of being without problems, a state of knowing and creating, essentially a state of omniscience and omnipotence. So this is the final shift, the fundamental transformation of Google from a search engine into a creation engine. And this changes absolutely everything about how we interact with the world around us. And there's a target date for this, a year to circle on your calendar, 2030. That's the moment, according to this vision, when this new paradigm becomes accessible to all of us.
By that time, Google's main product, it won't be search. It'll be a reality creation engine. Just think about that. You won't go to Google to find things that already exist. You'll go there to create the things you desire. So, what are you going to need to use this thing? Do you have to be a coder? A quantum physicist? What's the user interface for a reality engine? You might be surprised by just how simple the answer is.
Nope. It's not about programming skills. It's not about any technical knowledge at all. The only input this incredible machine will need from you is a clear intention, your focused thought. That's it. Your desire to create a better world becomes the command.
You know, it all comes back to that famous quote. As this vision of science merges with the future, it really does start to look like magic, doesn't it? And it leaves us with one final, profound question to think about. When the engine is ready, and your only input is your intention, what kind of world will you choose to create?